Good evening. Thanks a lot for staying with us here at CNN News 18. You're watching the Super Saturday debate with me, Ridhima Bhatnagar. It's the last leg for the Battle of Karnataka. A full-throttle war is erupted over the Congress's manifesto in which the party has vowed to ban the Bajrang Dal if they are voted to power. Remember, the Congress has linked the Hindu outfit with the now banned Popular Front of India, which remember the centre banned for 5 years for terror activities and waging war against India. The Bajrang Dal is up in arms. The outfit is protesting against the Congress manifesto, accusing it of appeasement across the country. Today, you had the Chandigarh unit of the Bajrang Dal sending a legal notice to the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge. But even as the BJP is using this as political fodder, many within the Congress are also divided. Take Veerappa Moily, for example. The Congress leader has gone on to say, and I'm quoting, banning an outfit is not possible by a state government. But the Congress has clarified that they're not targeting a religious outfit, but outfits that are against law and order. The larger question is, will this be a turning point as far as the Battle of Karnataka is concerned?
कांग्रेस यानी आतंकवाद के आगे घुटने टेकने वाली पार्टी, कांग्रेस यानी तुष्टीकरण को फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी देने वाली पार्टी।
कौन करप्ट है कौन नहीं है ये जनता को जानने की आवश्यकता है। करप्शन के चार्जेस ही नहीं लगे हैं यहाँ पर। खुल करके जो है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों का पैसा सामने आया है, लोगों ने देखा है।
Let's also now bring in our guests. We'll shortly be joined by Lok Sabha MP and national spokesperson of the BJP, Aprajita Sarangi. We already have the spokesperson of the Congress party, Mohan Kumar Mangalam. We also have Abhishek Banerjee, a columnist. We also have B.S. Arun, senior journalist. Good to have all of you with us here on CNN News 18. Mohan, I'd like to begin the conversation with you. This announcement that the Congress made in its manifesto last week that they would want to ban outfits like the Bajrang Dal, comparing it to organizations and outfits like the now banned Popular Front of India, that continues to still create ripples. Today you have the Bajrang Dal that is not just up the ante, the VHP is also joined with it, but the Chandigarh Bajrang Dal in fact has sent a notice to your party president, Mallikarjun Kharge. Is the Congress realizing that possibly this announcement could have been avoided?
I don't think the Congress believes that we needed to avoid this announcement in any which way. And I'll explain to you why I'm saying that. If you note how the Prime Minister picked up this issue in his speeches, he didn't once mention the Bajrang Dal and instead chose to compare Lord Hanuman or Bajrang Bali to Bajrang Dal. And that's because the BJP doesn't have an issue to discuss or to go to the polls with. Their government is well known to be one of the most corrupt governments in this country. We've been very steady about talking about issues that actually matter to people like corruption, inflation, unemployment. And our manifesto, the Bajrang Dal being only one of the several things we've talked about in our manifesto. The BJP has tried to make this election about polarization on one hand. On the other hand, if you look at the way the election narrative was built by the BJP, and actually if you look at what they're talking about today, they're trying to project the Prime Minister as some sort of godlike figure. They've even actually gone ahead and said in some tweets from one of their members of parliament, etc., that he's godlike, and then falling into a victim mentality.
On expected lines has picked this up. One sec. I'm coming back to you only. I'm just essentially trying to understand. On expected lines, the BJP has picked this up, and enough political fodder has been given to them. The criticism that's coming in from the BJP is that this has exposed the Congress party that has an anti-Hindu mindset. Also, the other aspect which becomes extremely problematic for people within the Congress is that it looks like it's a divided house even within the Congress. I just played out that reaction that we had from Veerappa Moily, who's saying that a state government actually can't ban any outfits like the Bajrang Dal. So why did the Congress feel the need? One sec, let me just finish my question. Why did the Congress then feel the need to even involve this in their manifesto?
The Congress party believes that during the BJP rule in Karnataka, there have been several attempts to create communal disharmony in Karnataka, whether that has been with the hijab issue or the halal issue or several issues after that, that as always the BJP uses when they're in power to encourage outfits to disturb the communal harmony in the state. If you read our manifesto in full, you'll also note that we've talked about building communal harmony groups in every village and every ward. That is one of the things in our manifesto. So we felt it was necessary to talk about banning outfits such as the Bajrang Dal that would disrupt harmony and communal harmony in the state, which is why we've talked about it.
Okay.
But this has nothing to do with Lord Hanuman, which is what the Prime Minister has been trying to refer to it as.
Okay.
If you notice, this is what I'm trying to tell you. That, okay, so I'm not fighting this election. Let me finish. Let me take a second to talk. Just one more second. I'm not fighting this election in my drawing room. I've been on the ground in central Karnataka for the last 25 days, responsible for a district.
Okay.
And so I've seen this election move every week, every day when the narrative has been tried to be shifted. And I can tell you, this is a hyper-local election.
And that is why Mohan, because many experts on the ground were saying, Mohan, I have to bring in the other guests also. Mohan, I want to bring in the other guests also. One sec, let me at least finish what I'm saying. I'm actually saying something in your favor. Would you let me at least complete that? And I would expect some sort of sanity from our panelists as well. I'm saying exactly that. I'm saying that a lot of experts were saying that the Congress had made a lot of headway as far as Karnataka was concerned. Could this actually backfire? That's the larger question. But let me bring in Aprajita also, who's joining us. Aprajita, good to have you with us here on CNN News 18. The Congress is saying, as far as the announcement of the Bajrang Dal is concerned, there were other announcements in the manifesto as well. Why is the BJP giving this a religious color? The Congress is clarifying and saying that they're against any outfit that could become a threat as far as law and order situation is concerned. And if any activist linked with the Bajrang Dal falls in that territory, then action should be taken against them. Why is the BJP up in arms?
A very good evening. Now let's understand the issues with an open mind and a broad heart. So the fact remains that Congress has been behaving very irresponsibly in the last 15 to 20 days. Mallikarjun Kharge, the president of the Congress, a mature politician, comes out and says that Prime Minister Modi is a poisonous snake. Number one. Number two, his son calls him Nalayak. Number three, the Congress brings out its manifesto and it equates Bajrang Dal with PFI. Right. So as far as these attitudes are concerned, these statements are concerned, I don't think these statements come out from sane people. Okay. Congress is nervous. Congress knows why, Congress knows what's there around the corner. They can smell the defeat. They can see the defeat. And that is why this nervousness is reflected in these statements. So we have never gone and said anything against the Congress. It's the Congress which has started all this. When our Prime Minister is referred to in these words, they will definitely protest. Number one. Number two, Bajrang Dal. What is Bajrang Dal? Bajrang Dal is an organization which has been carrying out many nation-building activities, many social welfare activities, whether it be a natural calamity or any other difficult situation being faced with the country.
You're saying that the comparison between the Bajrang Dal and the PFI is far from reality. But if you just look at some examples, specifically of episodes that have happened in Karnataka, in Shivamogga and other areas, you've had various activists of the Bajrang Dal who have been arrested for various charges. For example, you had Bajrang Dal activists arrested for hacking a Muslim youth. You had the Bajrang Dal activists arrested for attacking a meat-selling vendor as well. And all of this happened in various districts. So the Congress is saying, are we really far from reality? Why should the Bajrang Dal not be seen as an extremist outfit?
I can only say here that as far as Prime Minister Modi's government is concerned, as far as Bharatiya Janata Party's ideology is concerned, we would go by the law. Whosoever is wrong has to be dealt with very strongly. You see what's happening in Uttar Pradesh. So that's the kind of message that we give. Whosoever is wrong, whosoever is indulging in criminal activities must be proceeded against. But to equate Bajrang Dal with PFI and saying that we would be banning Bajrang Dal if we come to power, I mean, this is ridiculous. Just because we banned PFI, these people are coming out and saying these things. So this is the reflection of.
Okay, so the BJP is saying this is a tit for tat action because the BJP banned the PFI. The Congress wants to ban outfits like the Bajrang Dal. Okay, let me bring in our other guests also. B.S. Arun, I want to bring you in the conversation. Now, it's not just the political ripples that continue to be created of the announcement that was made in the manifesto, but also what followed after that. It almost looked like there was some sort of damage control that was happening, or at least a change of narrative that was happening as far as the Congress party is concerned. You had the likes of D.K. Shivkumar doing a temple run, saying we will build Hanuman temples if we are voted to power. The likes of Veerappa Moily saying a state government cannot, in fact, ban organizations. Do you feel this was an announcement that the Congress could have missed, or do you think this can still work in the favor of the Congress party?
There are a couple of issues here. Number one, Congress committed scored a self-goal by bringing this into its manifesto. And then we all know how BJP took it up and, it's become its main campaign plank, as well as Mr. Modi's and others leaders, speeches. When this was the issue, Congress thought that BJP is running away with this issue and sort of did the damage control, as you mentioned, that the temple run by Shivkumar and other statements by other leaders. But what is being felt on the ground, I feel, is that it is something becoming too much for the people to take. Today is the fifth day, and on the fifth day, both the parties are sort of indulging in in taking up the same issue. The BJP has been continuing with it, whether it's the central leaders or the state leaders. I think this has become a bit more than the people could digest. The same issue, harping over it again and again, instead of the ground issues that bother people here. Maybe voters are not in favor of that, and we have not seen communal events. In the entire Karnataka, it's only confined to a couple of districts, especially the coastal districts and Shivamogga. It's not that other districts also have this problem. So taking it up, harping on it day in and day out, I think has already created a fatigue in the minds of the voters. And
you're saying the voters are fatigued and they might want to see a change of narrative. Abhishek, I want to bring you in. Change of narrative, when B.S. Arun says, let's go back to the last few weeks of the issues that we've seen being pushed out by both political parties. There has been a row as far as the quota is concerned, whether it should be split between the Lingayats and the Vokaligas. Will the Congress be able to bring back some for the Muslim if they're voted to power? There has been name calling from both sides. There has been appeasement politics from both sides. And now we're seeing this entire row as far as the Congress manifesto or manifesto from either side is concerned. Unfortunately, we haven't seen leaders talk about issues that really matter to the voters: development, infrastructure, jobs. Do you think it's a realization of the political parties that this is the only narrative that works? If you polarize it, it'll work as a narrative, or do you think political parties are far from reality?
Actually, Ridhima, I would actually beg to differ with that. I would say that this time in the Karnataka election, we have seen, yes, whenever there is a contentious election, tempers always run high on any side. But I believe this time we have had a fiercely contested election, and issues have been raised by both parties. I mean, if you look at their manifestos, for instance, the BJP has been offering this special capital region, a promise for Bangalore to make it on the lines of NCR. Then Congress has the promise of 2,000 rupees for every family. So both sides, they have been offering, their economic programs. And from what I felt, at least as an ordinary citizen, I felt these are the issues that have dominated the center stage. There's always going to be, in any contentious election, some allegations are going to fly, some tempers are going to run high. But I don't think that came to dominate this election. This election has mostly been, it has been very stiffly contested by both sides, and it has always been about issues.
Okay. Aprajita, I want to bring you back in the conversation, and I just want to go back to some of the other issues that have been posed as challenges to the BJP, considering the fact we're literally in the last leg, just a couple of days to go when counting will happen, and then the final verdict on the 13th of May. For Karnataka, we've seen a pattern. It's been a revolving door government in terms of how voters have voted. How is the BJP so confident of fighting anti-incumbency? The reason that I'm asking is there are challenges have been many. One, as far as ensuring that the vote bank is tight. There has been a war as far as reservation is concerned. You've had a few setbacks in terms of people who've decided to leave your party and jump ship to the Congress party, the likes of Jagdish Shettar and others. Today we had the likes of Sonia Gandhi also campaigning in his constituency. Is the BJP ready to put those setbacks behind it, and are you still confident of getting numbers in your favor?
See, we are one political party which goes to the public, to the electorate with a report card in hand. Whatever has been done in the past 5 years are very much there in public domain, and you can see our senior leaders, our Prime Minister, our Home Minister, our party president, holding rallies and talking to the people as to what they have done. You know, this is the difference between our party and the others. We have been talking about our work. So that's the beauty of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and that is the reason why we have won many elections in the past, the recent past. Tripura, Nagaland and Meghalaya, we should not forget. Last year we had won 5 states. Now Tripura, Nagaland, we won for the second time, Goa for the third time, Uttarakhand for the second time, and UP for the second time. So to say that there would be anti-incumbency, I think this is far from the truth. This is just a kind of narrative created by the Congress. You can see the kind of enthusiasm which is everywhere, wherever our leaders are going and talking to the people. So this kind of enthusiasm reflects the fact that, you know, we are going to win. We are very confident. And you will be seeing the results on 13th of May. It's not too far.
Okay. Mohan, let me bring you back in the conversation and give you the final word. If the challenges for the BJP are those wanting to desert the BJP, anti-incumbency, the challenges for the Congress, and many are feeling that the narrative that has been pushed out by the Congress has been that they've indulged in a lot of name-calling against the BJP, which might go against them, because voters on the ground would also feel that why are we not hearing a report card of the Congress party rather than only name-calling? What is the narrative that the Congress wants to push out as we enter the final leg?
So if you look at the papers today, the Congress has published a corruption rate card, and that is the narrative, that is the principal narrative that we have gone to the public with, not today, but for the last 6 months. Not only have we talked about issues that matter to the public, such as inflation, unemployment, and that is represented in our 5 guarantees in terms of relief for the common man, but we've also talked about the corruption of the BJP government. You must understand the BJP government in Karnataka has been an enterprise. It's not been a party. Whether they used the ill-gotten gains from Janardhan Reddy in 2008 to destabilize the government and then recovered it back through corruption. And again, they did Operation Lotus, and they have been spending the last 3.5 years draining the state of resources through corruption, various different means. And I have to say that not a single corruption scandal was broken by the Congress party. We merely amplified the voice of the common man, whether it was the contractors in Karnataka, whether it was a sting operation by the journalists of different media houses, on the PSI scam, or on the various other scams that have come out during this government. We are trying to convey, and I think the people of Karnataka are very clear about it, that this 40% Sarkara has to go. That has been the narrative. And if you note today, front and center on every paper, that has been the narrative that we've continued with.
Okay. B.S. Arun, I'll give you the final word. The BJP confident of fighting anti-incumbency and saying we'll break the pattern of this revolving door governments, the Congress saying a report card will speak for itself. What about the JDS? Will it still be in the role of a kingmaker?
JDS is very confident. If you have heard the speeches of H.D. Kumaraswamy, its chief ministerial candidate, and it says that this is the only party which has announced its chief ministerial candidate. So they are very confident. What I and many other analysts expect is that if the JDS is able to win, say, 35 seats, and there will be a hung assembly in Karnataka, in which case the JDS feels that it is sure to form the government with outside support or with inside support of some other party, one of the national parties, and Kumaraswamy would be the chief minister. Look, JDS, has on its count about 60 seats, in which it sees, it has some advantage. It has advantage, especially in the old Mysore areas, which has about 56 seats. And in many of the districts, last time, BJP has not won a single seat, like Mandya, Ramnagara, Ramnagara, Kolar, Chikbalapur, and Hassan has just won. They have won 1 seat out of 8.
Sure.
So, like this, JDS is quite confident.
Okay.
But the BJP has, upped its ante and campaigned heavily in
Okay.
those regions.
Okay.
Of course, Congress has not lagged behind. But
Matter
still,
of days before we
the
know,
Janata Dal is very confident.
efforts of the political parties have been done. Which way the voter will vote, we'll know. The 10th is the counting, 13th is the verdict. Unfortunately, I'll have to leave that conversation there. I'd like to thank all our guests. We have to quickly shift our focus to some breaking developments now coming in. Amid heated battle for Karnataka, the ECI has sent a notice to the KPCC President DK Shivkumar in context of a complaint received from the BJP through a newspaper advertisement alleging unsubstantiated but specific information. On the other hand, the Congress has also filed a complaint against Prime Minister for his comments that Congress promotes terrorism. Let's also bring in our colleague and political editor, Maria Shakil, who's joining us. Maria, talk to us about the notices that have been sent and the reactions that are coming in.
Yes, so the Election Commission has issued a notice to Mr. DK Shivkumar for, remember that article that had come in the newspapers of Karnataka, which was titled Corruption Rate Card. The Commission says that this entire advertisement had unsubstantiated information with respect to alleged rape. And for this, the Grand Old Party has been asked to show reasons and provide empirical evidence by 7 p.m. on Sunday. And the party has been asked to explain why action should not be initiated against them for violation of Model Code of Conduct under relevant provisions for the Representation of People's Act and also under the IPC. And in the notice that has been served to the Congress, the ECI has also said, while general references, allusions to the alleged lack of achievements or misdeeds is all right, but to put out a campaign saying that it is being, it is about a rate card, that is certainly a violation of Model Code of Conduct, and hence it's misleading the electorates, and they would be really worried about the informed choices that they should be making.
Maria, we leave the conversation there. Thanks a lot for getting us all